Hey guys. Debbie Pitts Palmer here, DPP, coming to you live. Hello guys, hello everyone. I want to say thank you to Edie for inviting me to come here to share some things with you guys, some things that I do on a regular basis. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am. I am Debbie Pitts Palmer, and I live in Trussville, Alabama. I joined Scentsy in 2009, 2 days before Christmas. Who does that? I did. 2 days before Christmas. Can you believe that? It's because I didn't want to do it. That's why I did it when I did it. So I'm just so grateful that I'm here, and I'm grateful that I'm here to share some things with you guys that could possibly help you. And because I'm such a squirrel, you'll see me taking my eyes away sometime because I got to stay on track. I need to stay on track because what I'm going to share with you guys is golden, because I know it is, because it's worked for me. And it's very simple. So this is something that's going to be very duplicatable. Anybody can do it. Anybody. When I say anybody, I mean anybody can do what I do. If you want to do this, okay? So what I want to say to you guys is that you are going to become a recruiting rock star. And you become this because you speak it. First of all, you got to speak this. You got to claim it. And I started working Scentsy, working with events. And I worked Scentsy full-time. I worked a full-time job with an insurance company for 37 years along the side of Scentsy until last year. So now I am a full-time Scentsy consultant. But at the very beginning, it was kind of difficult because I did have a full-time job. And a little bit about me, guys. I am a mother of 2, and I also have a total of 4 grandkids. I have 2 grand dogs. I'm a caregiver to 3 people, and I worked a full-time job, guys, and I built my business with all of that going on. So I know I hear a lot of people talking about how busy they are. Here I am. I'm one of those busy people right there, guys. It's not enough hours in a day to do the things that we need to do. So it's all about the time and the commitment that we make. But I found that working events, the very first event that I worked, guys, I really thought it was a total flop, but it really wasn't. There were about 1,000 people there, and I can remember my sponsor was there with me. My new team members was with me, and we were all dressed up. And I didn't know anything about how to set anything up about an event. I didn't know. My presentation was terrible. It was awful. Each one of us had a warmer. All I had was my kit, okay? So each one of us had a warmer there. And I can remember being there all day, about 6 hours or so. And I sold 1 mini warmer, and I sold 1 bar. But let me tell you guys what came out of that. There were other people around us, watching us. And one person said, I've never seen anything like this before, but I want to try this. Can I book a party? So I booked a party from that event. I didn't know anything about how to book a party. I don't know how to do this stuff. But I told her, yes, let's do this. So she joined my team from that event. Even though I only sold 1 item, 2 items, $15. I think it was about a $15 sale, something like that, $20, something like that. Because the bars were $5 and the warmer was $15 at the time. But the big thing that I got out of that is a team member. And I can remember when I joined Scentsy, I can remember my first, I did get the shooting star. I hit sensational star level 3. But I remember my upline saying this to me. I had over $3,000 in PRV within 30 days of being a Scentsy consultant. But my upline was not even all that excited for that. I didn't understand why. She said, what do you see yourself in the future as a Scentsy consultant? I didn't know what that meant. Like, what do you mean when you say, what do I see myself? I don't know. I didn't join for any reason other than to get the discounts. So she said, do you see yourself being a director someday? I said, well, how do you do that? So she said, well, you have to recruit. So I didn't know how to start. And I know sometimes when we do things, we don't know. I mean, when people are telling us to do certain things, but we don't know where to start. That was me. I didn't know where to start. So I had to listen to what she had to say. And when I heard what she had to say, I said, that's all you have to do is ask somebody. It was on and popping at that point. Okay, so instead of asking everybody to buy, I started telling people, look, you can do what I do. Come do what I do. So that's the beginning of how I started this thing. I had to first get an understanding about it. Because the one thing that we do know, in order for us to promote in this business, in order for us to get our income increased, in order for us to earn incentives or trips or annual mentor, we have to recruit. There's no way around it. We have to. It's a must if we want to do these things. But a lot of times I find that people think that it's really hard. It's hard because you told yourself that it's hard. So stop right there. As of today, stop saying that it's hard because it's not hard. If you keep saying that, you keep speaking it to existence, it's going to be hard. So from this day forward, I want you to claim that you are a recruiting rock star. I'm going to share with you guys some things that I do at my events. And this is something that I've done for a very long time. First of all, it's about those tools that you have. So when I set up at my events, the first thing I want to make sure that I do is have my table out front. And the reason why I want to have my table out front, because it gives me a chance to talk to people right there. I'm going to always have my warmer that's warming wax. And the wax that I always warm, guys, is blueberry cheesecake. I've been warming this scent, guys, for as long as I've been working events, okay? Started out with Beach. I take that back. My first event that I worked, I used Beach, and Beach was my first scent that I used. That was the scent that brought me into this business. But it was one, let me tell you how I jumped on the blueberry cheesecake bagging. Yeah. So anyway, my upline was working at an event in a warehouse one time. And when I walked into this warehouse, I smelled something that smelled like bacon. Something was baking. And it was her warming blueberry cheesecake. So that's what started me to warming the blueberry cheesecake, because this scent had a great scent throw. I needed something that was going to really wrap around this place that I work events in. So this was it. And it's been that ever since. So not only do I warm blueberry cheesecake every day, let me tell you what I do, guys. If I'm working multiple day events, and I always change the wax every day. I don't leave the same scent in there. I change it and I make sure fresh wax is in my warmer every day at my multiple day events. Something else I'm going to have. I'm going to always have this business card with me. This business card is inside of a 3x4 plastic bag that I got off of Amazon. And on the inside of it is a blueberry cheesecake sample. Simple as that. I use a wavy knife because I have I wish I had my big bag of samples to let you see it. But I have these huge bags of samples because I know I'm going to pass. My goal is to make sure I pass out all of those samples at my events. That's my goal. You got to set a goal while you're at these events to make sure you present this to as many people as you can. And what's on the inside of this, guys, is a business card. There's on the back side of this. This is a picture of a starter kit. So let's say that they walk away and they don't do anything right there, but I tell them to put this inside their bag. Place this in your purse, place this in your bag, place it in the car. Tell them to crack it a little bit, place it in the car. What's going to happen? They're going to fall in love with it. They're going to have your information on there. They're going to call you back and say, oh, okay, I want to do this. Okay, let me tell you something else, guys, because I've had a lot of people to ask me this question. How do you get people to join your team right there on the spot at events? It's happened to me far too many times, guys. I remember when I earned the Greece trip, guys. Edie was there. Kelly was there. Now, I did not get to go to SFR, which was in Indianapolis. That's when they announced that trip. I remember sitting with my son in Albuquerque, New Mexico. My son had several brain surgeries because he had a brain tumor. That's the first SFR I ever missed. I never wanted to miss one, but that was the one I missed. So everybody was sharing information with me. But when I heard that they announced Greece, and I heard that only 100 people could go to Greece. So I remember sitting there in the chair with my son, and I was saying to myself, because I speak to myself sometimes, I said, DPP, you are going to Greece. I didn't even know what the qualifications were, but I knew I was going to Greece. And that's what you have to do. Whenever something you want, you got to claim it. So when I found out the qualifications, I had an event the next month. So I went, this was a hair expo that I worked. And this particular event, I was like really a backup person. It was not my event. It was one of my team members' event. It was out of town. So I was the backup person. I didn't have any products of my own there, but let me tell you what I had there with me. I had a bag like this, and this bag helps me to teach people how they can take this with them on the go. I had something like this with me, and I had something like this with me, and I also had this with me, and of course I had my catalog with me. That's all I had. I didn't have any products there. There were products there, but they were not mine. They were products that belonged to team members. I was able to get 6 people to join my team on the spot at that event. And you know what? Back then, we didn't have a host join. They were paying the $99 joining my team. Boom, 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 boom. Let me tell you guys, the first person who joined that day joined my team from a restaurant. Before we went to the event, I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I get really excited about this stuff. So before I went to the event, I had on the Scentsy shirt, like I always do. So this lady said, well, what is that? What is Scentsy? I love it when people ask me that. So I gave her this card. She joined on the spot from the restaurant. So then I went to the event and got 6 more people to join my team. Yes. And I was not the only one. My team members, they were also able to get people to join because I showed them how to do it as well. So we probably got about 13 people to join our team on the spot. Let me tell you how, guys. We always have a join sign. Always have a join sign at our events. It's one of those big banners that Scentsy has. We always have a join sign. So as people were making purchases there, I love to talk to people. I love to have conversations with people. And most times when people join on the spot, guys, these are people who are new to Scentsy, never heard of Scentsy. Just like me, I was never heard of Scentsy. So I tell stories. I tell stories, guys, at my events. I make them really fast. I always get to what I do, I start asking questions like, what type of fragrances do you like? I like this. So I always tell them what I like. I ask them what they like. They tell me what they like. I make recommendations and we kind of go from there. So one thing leads to another. So I started saying stuff like, okay, let me ask you this. How much money do you spend on fragrances? I started this long time ago with the calculator and I never thought about it. How much money do you spend on fragrances? Okay, and this was before we started selling all the other stuff. And this is something I truly use now. And it make people put their thinking caps on. Okay, how much do you spend each month on fragrances? How much money do you spend each month on doing your laundry? How much money do you spend cleaning up your house, the products that you use cleaning your house? How much money let's do the math. Okay, wow, you spend $600 a year or you spend $800 a year? I can help you with that. Let's help you offset some of those expenses. So have the real conversations with them. Do the math for them because sometimes they hadn't even thought about that, okay? Now, something else I do, I share my story. I talk to people about how I work full-time Scentsy along with full-time, my other job in Scentsy. But now everybody's story did not match my story. So what I would do, I would share other consultants' story. For example, I work a lot of my events with my team members. So if I have a team member there who's a stay-at-home mom, I'm going to share her story. If I have a team member there who work a full-time job but just really in it because they want the tax breaks, I'm going to share that story. If I have somebody in it just because they want to hang out with us, I'm going to share that story. Stories are powerful. And if you have the time to share the story right there on the spot, share that story. But guys, let me tell you this. Majority of the people who join my team at events are people that I did not ask. Let me say that again. Majority of the people who join my team at events are people that I don't ask, that I did not ask. And because they see the sign, they'll point to the sign like, how can I do what you do? Or what they'll do, they'll listen to me do a demonstration, for example. I do lots of demonstrations at events, guys. You know how you go to a restaurant and you find a car. You may see one car at a restaurant. And if you see one car pull in that parking lot, you may not go to that restaurant. But if you see multiple cars in the parking lot, you want to go because you want to figure out what in the world is the deal. Why they got all the cars in the parking lot? Same thing at the events. So I always keep 3 diffusers out front because the diffuser's always going to bring the crowd to me at my bigger events. Even my smaller ones, I'm going to make sure I have at least one. But the changing color, I always have it on a changing color option. But here's the trick, guys. I'm warming blueberry cheesecake. I never put oil in my diffusers. But the diffusers, because of how the beauty it brings people to the table. Also, the scent bring them there because it kind of confused them. They think the scent is coming out of the diffusers. I have to tell them, no, it's not coming out of there. But once I get them there and I start demonstrating what I have there, it draws the crowd. So as the crowd are there and people are backing, going back and forth, discussing things about what they like. Oh, I like this. Oh, I like that. Have you smelled this? The customers will help you get team members because as they're discussing what they like, somebody's standing there listening saying, oh, people are going crazy over this stuff. I may want to do this. So a lot of people have joined my team because of that, because I'm taking the time out to tell people how to use the wax, how to change the wax, how to do the things with the diffusers. Demonstrations has helped me get people to join my Scentsy team. Something else, guys, that I do, I always give samples out. All my customers are going to get a sample. They're going to get this because I want them to see how they can quickly remove the wax from the warmers. And I tell them how many warmers they can clean out with this Scentsy clean thing right here. Yeah, I share with them how they can do it. And if I don't have any right now because I've passed them all out. I always pass out washer whip samples. And boy, I tell you, I can't even tell you how many people have joined my team because of the washer whips. I go on to tell them about what a fragrance booster this is for the laundry, how I don't do my laundry without this. I even tell them when people come to my house, they say my outdoors smell good, right? People say, I know you're not warming wax outside, so what is that smell outside? It's coming through the vents. It's the washer whips. This has helped me get so many people to join on the spot, guys. They love it. I get them put that stuff up under their nose. They're going to join. Yes, they do. Something else I have, guys, at my events. I like to do show and tell. So this book right here has a lot of, I know a lot of you may not have this book. This book came from one of the SFRs. This is a memory book from 2018. But you can have your own photo album. What you can do is take pictures, put them in a photo album of all the events that you've attended with Scentsy, SFR, incentive trips, team meetings. Take pictures at your team meetings. Put them in a photo book. Put them in a photo album so people can see what excitement comes out of being a part of your team. I love to do show and tell. Now, something else I'm going to add. Is getting a picture of fragrance flowers. Well, let me show you what else I got, guys. Okay. As we talk about that calculator, I have a shopping list with me. The shopping list tells them, I got to update this one because it's got dish soap on it. I got to update this one. So it tells them how much these things would cost that they would normally use anyway. And it talks about how they could use it by gaining the rewards. But it just kind of brings it together to let them know how much commissions they get back on the things that they buy. Anyway, something else I forgot to mention, guys, always keep an open party for all of your events. For example, I work a lot of home shows. I work car shows. Make sure you have an open party for all of your events because it's going to help you with blessing somebody with starting Scentsy at a discount or at no cost if you choose to do that. So something else I have, a mock kit. Have a mock kit at your event. Now, if you don't have a mock kit, have some testers there because you can tell people what they're going to get in the starter kit. They like to see what they're going to get once they pay the money. So have some testers there. If you can put together a mock kit, do that too. I've had that done. If you don't have a space for that, you could totally just have a laminated picture of the kit. So this lamination has on here, ask how you can start Scentsy at $0. Okay, ask me how you can start Scentsy at $0. That's on point right there. Now, let's say, okay, this was a special. Anytime we have a special, guys, like we had a special in February. So I had this with me, whatever special is going on, guys. If we don't have a special, it's okay too, but just have a picture of your have a picture of a starter kit there so they can actually see what they're going to get as they become a consultant. Now, this is key right here, guys. This is something I just started doing after the pandemic. It's a QR code. That's powerful, guys. I have a QR code here, and this QR code takes people directly to my VIP group. I also have it on my phone. So sometimes this white glare makes it hard for people to scan it from their camera. So I have it in my, I have it in my phone just in case there's a glare where they can't do this. So if people don't join right there on the spot, guys, what I do, I get their phone number and I'll categorize them in my phone contacts. I'll put in their potential Scentsy consultant, and I'm going to indicate where I met them. Like if I met them at a home show, I'm going to say potential consultant home show every time. So follow up is key, guys. That is like everything. You just can't imagine how powerful that is if you don't have time to deal with that on the spot. Now, something else I had here. Oh, you know, as I talk about our story, just in case I forget, here's some benefits of becoming a consultant. So I have this with me at my events, even for my team members to share, because a lot of my team members are new. So they don't, as they're trying to get people to join their team, they don't necessarily always know what to say. So I have something laminated there for them to pick up and just read. And I'll say, look, use this. It's simple, it's fun, it's affordable. You don't have to stock inventory. You can be your own boss. So I have all this laid out that they can read, okay? And here on the flip side here, this is old. This is pretty old. Join my team, simple, affordable opportunity, work from home, set your own hours, amazing growth, okay? I tell you guys, these things are powerful, but very simple. Very simple things, guys, not complex at all. But when you put yourself in a position where people can ask you, how can I do what you do? I got a new team member, guys. Okay, let me tell you this. Since I've been a consultant, guys, for 13 years, I've added 692 new team members in 13 years. So this month, I think I got like 6 new team members, and about half of them came from events. Last week, I worked a fundraiser event, and there was a young lady that came to me at the event, and she was searching through the bars, and she told me this. She said, well, she asked me this question. She said, how can I do it? How can I do this? How can I sign up? She said, I've been seeing Scentsy on Facebook, and I just been seeing it. She said, well, how can I get started? And I share with her the link. I share with her some information. I stayed connected with her. She joined the next day. Yes. So yesterday I had another new team member join, and she actually was somebody that I met at a home show, and she's been buying from me like I don't know what since then. So I asked her to pull the calculator out because she was having some doubts about some things. And sometimes people will have doubts. So you got to be doing all you can to help them clear those doubts. So a lot of times people won't join because of fear. So this young lady had a fear, and the fear was, I can't remember what it was. But anyway, I helped her to overcome that. So she joined yesterday. And she's already got her VIP group. She's booked 2 parties already. So guys, do all you can to help people overcome the fear of joining. And you do that by sharing, asking what that fear is, and try to do all you can to help them overcome that. I was one of those people who was afraid. And I'm going to tell you guys my fear. My fear was I didn't want to do parties. I don't know that was a fear. That was like I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do parties. I didn't want to be trying to get people to do something they didn't want to do. And I just felt like I was bothering somebody. I thought I was a pyramid. That's why I didn't join. But once I experienced the product, it made a whole big difference. Sometimes people haven't experienced the product, is why they're saying no. They don't know what they're saying no to. Like me, I didn't know what I was saying no to. I joined 2 months later. So when somebody says no right away, don't think that they won't change their mind. So that's why follow-up is key. So guys, remember to have your calculator. Help them do the math. People buy into sales membership all the time. And I use that a lot. Like you pay a sales membership or a Costco membership every year to get discounts. So why not invest in yourself? Get some money back on the things that you buy anyway, but you don't have to pay this annually. So help them do the math. Let me see what else I want to say. I have some notes written down here, guys. Okay, so before 2020, guys, I was working all my events face-to-face. But after 2020 hit, I couldn't work events anymore. Like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get people to join my team? I was freaking out. I actually bawled. I cried because I thought my business was going to go to nothing after 2020. Can you imagine doing everything face-to-face? I was not doing parties. I was not doing virtual parties. Like, what in the world am I going to do? So it was time to reinvent myself. So guys, from time to time, we got to switch gears. So whatever you've done before, if that isn't working anymore, you got to switch gears. Be in a situation where you're going to always be a student. Be ready to change. So that's what I had to do. I went to YouTube, and I forgot to say this, guys. I've heard people say many times, well, I don't have anybody to help me. I don't have a sponsor. Well, my sponsor was new, guys, when I joined Scentsy. She couldn't help me because she was new like me. We were trying to figure this thing out. Angie Williams and Colette is my superstar director, and Andrew Williams, they both came to Birmingham, Alabama to help us because we didn't know what we were doing. So don't be afraid to reach out to somebody. I spent a lot of time in my workstation. I spent a lot of time on YouTube. So I had to reinvent myself. So what I started doing after 2020, I started hosting virtual events. So your events don't have to be in person. They can be virtual events. I started doing bingos on Bingo Live events. I went to Walmart.com and bought that thing right there. I started going live and doing live events on Facebook, on my personal page, and on my VIP group. So I was able to get people to join like that. So all you got to do is showcase a display of items. You can't have a whole lot of stuff. You can only do one of every item if you're going to go live. You can't showcase a disc, you can't have a whole lot of stuff. You don't want to present to people that you have a lot of inventory on hand. So one of everything you can showcase and do a full-blown live event yourself. If you can't afford to pay for an event face-to-face, do it live. There are places that you can go to and have events where you don't have to pay. For example, you can go to hair salons, barbershops. You can do a display there and get people to order and get people to join right there in those places. So don't worry about not having the money just yet. So hosting these live events is what I did during 2020. Guys, 2020 was my most powerful. I have a love-hate relationship with COVID. 2020, I recruited 99 people, guys. 99 people is what I recruited in 2020. And before 2020, I think in 2000 and, what year was that? 18, something like that. I recruited like 88 people, I think in 19. I might be getting the years mixed up. But this all changed in 2016. My numbers went up big time for recruiting because I started going live. And I hear a lot of people talk about the fear of going live. Guys, you got to do it. You leave money on the table if you don't. You're totally leaving money on the table if you don't. Guys, I watched Edie years ago on YouTube, and I kept saying to myself, I can't do that. I don't want to do that because I don't want to hear what I got to say. I ain't like the way I sound. I wasn't liking the way I look. So people like Edie were out there already doing the things. And like, I was real slow. What if I had done that early on? No telling where I would be now. But I kept getting in my own way. So you got to get out of your own way, guys. Stop doubting yourself. You got to go out there and just do it. Do it scared. So I started doing videos in 2016. If you guys look at my early videos on YouTube, you'll see I have voiceovers. It's not even my voice. It's somebody else's voice. It's not even mine. So I was so afraid. But once I got out of my own way and started doing those videos and started doing presentations, my numbers shot up. So guys, you'll see improvement in everything you do as soon as you get out of your own way. You're thinking that you need to be perfect. Guys, no. Nobody wants to follow anybody like that. They don't think you're boring. So when I'm at my events, I'm having fun. I'm jumping around, doing things. I'm actually dancing at my events, guys. Yeah, I dance. I dance at my events. And something else I started doing, guys. Let me show you something else. This is what I did at my last event. I went to Hobby Lobby and picked up some props. I like to do fun stuff, guys. And people, let me tell you about this opportunity, guys. It's the most valuable thing you can actually share with anybody. It's the most valuable thing that Scentsy has to offer. Now, if you are excited, that stuff is contagious. People want into that. I get people to join my team all the time that I don't know, that I did not ask. It's because they follow me on social media. After I met them at the events, they follow me on social media. They come find me. So at this last event, we did these little selfies. Oh my gosh, we had so much fun. So when you go live, guys, have you some props. Get you some props when you do your live events. Have some fun, guys. Nobody wants to be connected with somebody that's boring and thinking that you got to be perfect. Don't worry about that. Becca has always said you don't have to be perfect to be powerful. All you got to do is take action. That's me, guys. I make a whole lot of mistakes. Yes, I do. My team members call me out all the time. Sometimes I might put something out there. It might be spelled wrong, or the content don't match what I put out there, guys. I'm just take action, okay? Just do it. Do it scared. Even if you got to clean it up later. I don't know how many times I've done a video and I go back and play it back and I say, why did I say that? Do it scared, guys. Nobody's paying that any attention. You're the expert. They don't know. So I just want to share with you guys, just go out there and do it. Become a recruiting rock star. Stop saying that you don't recruit, that you don't like to recruit, that you suck at recruiting. Stop saying that. So from now on, do your in-person events, do your live events. Let's go out there and rock it out, guys. Annual Mentor is huge, guys. I've got an Annual Mentor for the first 2 years, guys, I didn't earn Annual Mentor and I did not earn annual sales. Let me tell you guys why. Because I told myself I couldn't do it. So I didn't. So the first 2 years I said I could not do it and I didn't. I didn't earn either one because I told myself I couldn't do it. Soon as I changed my mindset, I know a lot of you have been, a lot of our guests here have been talking about mindset. That is huge. As soon as I told myself I could do it, I started earning Annual Mentor. I have already earned Annual Mentor, guys. I've earned it several years. And I always know that when you earn Annual Mentor, guys, you're going to earn those trips. Even if you don't earn annual sales, but if you earn Annual Mentor, you're going to earn the trips. And most likely, you're going to earn it at the top level every time. I've earned top level trips since Dominican Republic. That was the first one that I earned at the top level. Then the next top trip was Greece, top 100. And then the next top trip that I earned was Africa. Then the next top trip, blah, blah. See that? My tongue is so tired. The next top trip was Switzerland. Then the next top trip was Amsterdam 2 times. And then the top trip, one was Disney. I earned it for 3, celebrating my daughter's 16th birthday there. And then in 2021, I earned Disney for 6 people, guys. And then now I get a chance to go to New York next time. But guys, see what I'm talking about? You see where I'm going with this? It's because I told myself that I am a recruiting rock star. So from this day forward, I want you to say that you are a recruiting rock star and you do the things that you need to do to get out of your own way. Guys, please follow me on YouTube. I have more videos out there, but I just want to say thank you guys for joining us here. We're having a ball and you guys are recruiting rock star. Love each and every one of you guys. Bye.